Hi everybody. Sorry that you can't come to the Cornwall Public Library right now, but I thought we could still have some fun in our own homes. I'm Rebecca Barth and I'm excited to talk to you today a little bit about my favorite thing, which is gardening. I know I read some stories to you about gardening before, and so I thought it would be fun to start some seeds. Now, I know I can't get outside today to do some gardening, especially since it's snowing, which is crazy, but right now is actually the perfect time to start some seeds for your garden. So, I didn't go to the store because I couldn't go to the store, and I rummaged around in my garage to see what I had to share with you, and I found some things that we could do together. If you don't have all these materials, don't worry. I'm going to talk about that at the end, okay? Different things that you can do in the meantime. All right, but I did have these materials in my garage, so let me show you what I came up with. To start off with, you need something to plant in. And I had these little peat pots, which are fun to use. They've got a hole in the bottom so that the water can drain out. But if you don't have a peat pot, you can recycle any type of plastic container that you might have at home. I have these yogurt cups. We've got plastic cups at home that you could use. You could just poke holes in the bottom and have someone help you with that. Or you could even use a coffee cup. Obviously, you can't poke a hole in the bottom of that. And so to remedy that, I went out to the yard and I just got some stones. So you could just put some stones in the bottom of that, and that will help with your drainage, okay? I had this kind of stuff too left over from last summer. So if you have anything like this, that already has the holes poked in the bottom. So that's great too. But I'm gonna start with my peat pots, and I've got some potting mix. If you don't have potting mix at home, go outside and dig a hole. Probably next to your house, you probably have a little strip of garden. Dig a little hole and fill up your cup. You don't need much dirt at all, okay? If you do have potting mix, great. Go ahead and I stuck my little peat pot in there and I fill it nice and full, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is what I found in my garage where I had some tomato seeds. So I'm gonna take some tomato seeds, and you can look here, tomato seeds are super tiny. So this is tough to do because you gotta be really careful with them, okay? All you need are maybe 3 or 4 seeds. You don't need a whole lot. So I'm gonna put 3 or 4 seeds right in, and I'm gonna do it just in 2 of these. I'm gonna do something else in the 3rd one, okay? So that's 4 seeds, 5, that's all right. And then the rest I'm gonna put back in my little bag. And then, so I've just put the seeds right on top. I haven't dug a hole or anything because you don't want to dig them in too deep. If it's too deep, those seeds have such a hard time bursting out of the dirt. It's kind of like having too many blankets on you at night and you're trying to kick your feet out. You want to just cover them ever so slightly. So I'm just going to take a little dirt and I'm going to lay it right over the top of them, kind of like a loose little blanket. Now they're completely covered, but they're not super way down deep, okay? So make sure they're covered, but not super deep. Now this 3rd one, I'm going to do my peppers. And you might say tomatoes and peppers. Why are you doing tomatoes and peppers? Well, tomatoes and peppers for a garden, they like it super duper hot. So obviously I can't go outside and put them right in my garden. And they're the type of thing that you can start inside right now on a cold day and get them all ready for transplanting into your garden. So you see, I put the pepper right on top there. You can see those are a little bit bigger seeds. And then I'm just gonna take them and just push them down just a little bit, not super deep, because again, I want to give them a fighting chance to burst through that dirt, okay? Now, you'll notice I'm recycling all over the place. I'm going to take this out and show you. This was a little tin of cookies or a box of cookies from the grocery so that we're reusing. It's nice that it has a lid on it, and it's nice that when I water these things, the water can drain out and I don't have to worry about water going everywhere. So if you have a container like that, that's fantastic. If you don't, I'll show you what you can do in the meantime. So I've put all my dirt in, I've put my seeds in, and now the last thing you gotta add is water. So I'm just gonna water a little bit. Now you wanna get them moist, you want the dirt to be moist, but you don't want the dirt to be sopping wet, okay? So I just put a little bit of water. And as I do that, I'm noticing that one little pepper seed is sticking out. So I'm gonna push him back down a little bit. Okay. So it's nice and moist. And then what I'm gonna do is I wanna take this and I want to I wanna do two things. I almost forgot. I wanna mark it so that I know what I've planted. So these are just little coffee stirrers that I had in my house, and I took a piece of paper and wrote a tag on it and taped it on. So I'm gonna stick those coffee stirrers right in to mark it. And then I'm gonna close this up. Now I didn't test this ahead of time, so hopefully this will close with those coffee stirrers. It doesn't. So what I need to do is just trim them off a little bit, just to make them a little shorter, so that I can close my lid. Nothing like live video feeds, huh? All right, so there we go. I close it up. And now what I want to do is I want to set it in a warm location, but it doesn't have to be in direct sun, okay? So I'm going to put it over here. This is a sunny location. Today it's not particularly sunny. And each day I'm going to watch it. And as soon as I see a little bit of green popping out, then I'm going to pop my lid so that air can get in there. And as soon as I see the green really coming out, then I can take my lid all the way off, okay? But I don't take my lid off until I see that green popping out, because I want it to stay as moist as it can. Every couple of days, maybe add a little bit of water just to make sure that it doesn't dry out, okay? Now, that was my tomatoes and my peppers. I'm gonna do another one in here. I'm gonna do my basil, because that's the other thing that likes nice warm weather. So I'm gonna start that early. I'm gonna take this cup. I'm not gonna poke any holes in it. I'm gonna put some stones in the bottom so that there's some drainage. And then I will take my dirt, fill the rest up with dirt. Okay, so I've got my stones, I've got my dirt, and let me get my seeds. So I found some basil seeds in my garage. And basil, let's take a look and see what those look like. Ooh, that's even smaller. Look at that. Super duper tiny. Okay, so I take a couple of these and I sprinkle those in. Okay, and again, you don't want to dig them in too deep because they need a fighting chance. So I'm just gonna push that dirt on top of them like a nice little blanket. Maybe take just a little sprinkle more of dirt just to pour over the top there, okay? And then I'm going to put a little water. Again, we've got those stones in the bottom, so that will drain it. And now I don't have a container to put them in. So what do I do if I don't have a container? Well, I'm gonna mark it, okay? And I'm gonna take some plastic wrap. I just make my own little greenhouse here. So I take a piece of plastic wrap and I'm just gonna put it over the top here. And if it doesn't stick, you can always take a rubber band to make that nice and secure. But I think that's gonna be good enough. And now I do the same thing. I set it over here and I watch. And as soon as it starts to turn green, or I see little greens coming up, I take the plastic off so that it has air, okay? But until that time, I leave the plastic on it. So, I got one more because I thought this would be fun too. I've got my cup and I decorated it. So you can see I put eyes and a mouth on it. And you might be thinking, well, what on earth are you doing with that? So let's take that, let's take some drainage, okay, our stones, and we're gonna take some dirt, and we're gonna fill it all the way up with dirt. Okay, do we still see our face there? We do, okay. And then, looking in my garage, super fun, I found some grass seed for my lawn. So maybe you have some of that in your garage. So I'm gonna take the grass seed and I'm gonna sprinkle the grass seed on top. And you can be nice and generous. This grass seed has a little fertilizer already worked into it. You can be nice and generous with that grass seed, and you can kind of see how much I put in, lots and lots. And you can kind of stir that around a little bit, okay? Maybe take a little bit more soil and just top it off so it's in there, okay? And then I'm going to water it. A little bit of water. Now this one I don't need to cover. We're just gonna let this one go. And what will be fun, we'll have to check back in with me, okay? What we're gonna see is we're gonna see this start to sprout grass, like hair on his head. And then we can give him little haircuts as we go along, all right? So that's gonna be a fun one too. I'm gonna put that right in the windowsill too. So there's him. All right, so you may be asking yourself, what do I do if I don't have any seeds in the garage? Well, there are seeds everywhere. And so I went outside today just to take a look and see some of the things that I might find. And in my backyard, I had an old butterfly bush. And all the flowers are dead now, right? You can see this old flower. But did you know that flowers turn into seeds? So once you've got a flower, you just pull that off. These are all seeds on there. And you could take these and you could plant those up. Another thing I found was I found these big stalks of grass. But I'm sure you have grass in your yard, yes? And so when grass grows and grows and grows and we don't cut our lawns, it grows super big, and all of these are seeds. All of this. It's got little, like, it looks almost like little pieces of cotton on there. But you can see that's all seeds. So you could plant this and see what happens. I had a Rose of Sharon bush in my yard, and the flowers finished, and you can see the seed pods left over from the flowers. And if you open those seed pods up, inside are the seeds. Here they are, right there at the bottom. Can you see that? Right there, if I pull that out, that's the seed right there. So there are seeds everywhere. If you don't have seeds, obviously you can't get to the store right now, but you can go outside and see what you find and plant it. And let's see if anything sprouts, okay? It'll be lots of fun to find out what sprouts. Definitely let me know. So send me a little message. If you want to include a picture, you're absolutely welcome to do that. But send me a message, okay? And when we all get to be back together again, I'm going to have my little friend here on the youth services desk, and you can come in and see his progress. And maybe if he needs a haircut, you can help me cut his hair. All right? Sound like a plan? Okay, you guys are doing such a great job at home. I'm so proud of you. Hang in there, and we'll see you back at the library really soon, okay? Miss you guys. Bye-bye.